In the decades following World War II, a new era of journalism emerged. Some think of it as a golden age where the pursuit of truth was paramount. Journalists were seen as the fourth estate, a vital check on power. But this era was not to last. Today, the media's news landscape is dominated by a relentless cycle of breaking news, sensational headlines, and opinionated commentary consistent not with the journalist's perception of events, but with the media's owner's take on political, social, and economic reality. The line between news, entertainment, and blatant propaganda has blurred.
Back in the day, journalism was about digging deep, uncovering stories that mattered. We had time to investigate, to verify. Now it's all about speed and sticking to a pre-scripted editorial line. It's about who can break the story first, regardless of accuracy. And we're told which stories to follow and especially which ones to ignore.
This shift in journalism is not accidental. It's a symptom of a larger cultural change. Naomi Klein's The Shock Doctrine explores in historical detail how disasters, crises, and shocks are exploited to advance a particular political agenda. By creating a state of fear and uncertainty, governments and corporations can implement unpopular policies without significant public resistance. More than anything else, they seek to guide the public's perception of the meaning of the news they report. They leave no time or space for critical thinking. In recent years, we've witnessed a seemingly endless stream of crises, each one more urgent than the last. But are these truly crises, or are they merely symptoms of a deeper, more systemic problem?
We've entered an era of permacrisis, a state of constant crisis, where the very notion of normalcy has been eroded. The traditional understanding of a crisis as a temporary disruption that requires a resolution has been replaced by a permanent state of emergency with no real expectation of a solution or stable outcome.
This state of permacrisis has profound implications for journalism. In a world of unending and often unevolving crises, the role of an honest journalist becomes increasingly complex. They must not only report the news, but also challenge the narratives that shape our understanding of the world. At the same time, they're subjected to an uncomfortable paradox. In the world of corporate news, journalists frequently find themselves tasked with pushing the very narrative they themselves feel they should be challenging. While many are convinced that traditional media outlets have failed us, we're witnessing the emergence of a new generation of journalists and activists. They're using social media, independent platforms, and grassroots organizing to hold the powerful to account. But can they compete with traditional media? The fragmentation of alternative media means that they most likely will only be heard by those who already understand the flaws in the dominant narrative. The future of journalism is uncertain, but one thing is clear. The need for independent, critical, and ethical reporting has never been greater. By understanding the forces that shape the news, we can become more discerning consumers of information and more effective citizens. But to understand those forces, as a community, we need to engage in a serious effort of education, reflection, and communication. The citizen journalism of Fair Observer is an essential contribution. Now is the time to join us in the project to build our society's capacity for critical thinking and constructive dialogue. We want to hear your voice. We invite you to take your part and play your role in our public dialogue. So please feel free to join us in our campaign, not just to enrich our collective perspective on what's going on in the world, but also to give journalism a deeper sense of its true historical vocation.